My teacher got me pregnant. What the fuck did I just sign up for today? Share my story. A channel notorious for producing fake content most of the times. And that's what we're going to get into at the moment, so let's get into the story, shall we?
Have you ever done something truly evil and destroyed someone's whole life?
Now you might be wondering why I chose this video in particular. Well, it's because shit like this happens in the real world all the time. And so I can criticize everybody in here because everybody in this story is one way or another responsible for something. Seriously, nobody in this story is guilty. Except for the children.
I was 19 and about to graduate from high school. But then my math teacher, Mr. Cumberbatch, told me I'd failed his class and would have to repeat the year. I was devastated because I had already made plans to go to college. So I started crying and begged him to show mercy and let me pass. But he said, no, and shook his head. In a last attempt, I gave him a big hug and said, please, Mr. Cumberbatch, isn't there anything I can do?
Well, there is something you can do, but I guarantee you're not going to like it.
Finally, he had a change of heart and wrote down an address on a paper and said, okay, come here on Saturday, 6 p.m. We will do some math exercises, and if you do well, I will change your grade and let you pass.
And with one piece of paper, that is how this whole shit cycle started.
When Saturday arrived, I was very nervous. I didn't know if I was going on a date or if I was getting a private math lesson.
What the fuck do you mean you don't know if you're going on a math lesson or a date? Clearly, you are there for the math lesson. But judging by the title of this story, looks like you like getting anally probed by your math teacher.
But made a few changes to look as exciting as possible.
Is what I'm watching considered porn? Because this is really making me feel really dirty right now. Oh, my script says this is the part where I start pointing the fingers at the narrator for trying to seduce the husband or the teacher or whatever he is, I don't really care. Yes, he shouldn't have had sex with her, but why would you said you were going there for a math lesson and instead you got anally probed by your math teacher. Very nice.
At his house, he opened the door and said, come in, you're looking gorgeous today.
And this is where I'm going to start pointing the fingers at everybody. Yes, while the student shouldn't be dressing like that to go get anally probed by her teacher, as the adult, it's the teacher's job to make sure that he doesn't develop feelings for her. Again, don't forget, this girl's in high school. If, I don't know, that's just not the smartest thing you could do, bro, like. I genuinely have to say, not the smartest thing you did. Again, not saying what the girl did was justified, but as the adult, he should have never fell for that.
Sat down at a desk and he told me to solve some math problems, but I couldn't focus. Mr. Cumberbatch was so close to me and I realized how attractive he was. I mean, I was 19 and he was only 10 years older than me.
Bitch, you're still his student. It doesn't matter if he's 10 years older than you. You're still in high school and he's still a teacher. And if he wants to keep his job, then he can't frick you. How hard is that for you to understand?
What turned me on the most was the authority he had over me.
What?
I just stared into his eyes and hoped he would kiss me. But I guess he was too nervous. So instead, I kissed him. And he liked it.
Again, what the girl did was not justifiable by any means. It was very deviant. But at the same time, this guy's a 29-year-old man. He should know right from wrong. Therefore, he should know that anally probing his high school student is very, very, very not commendable.
Kissing my high school teacher wasn't technically illegal, but
Oh yeah, I forgot to bring this up. Some of these stories are fake. Sorry I didn't bring it up earlier. I was just too mesmerized by this story. But yeah, some of these stories are fake. As for this one, some of these, it happens on a daily basis. Like, what this story is, it's basically common. So, yeah. Anyway, let's continue with the video. Also, no shit, like literally no shit that kissing your high school teacher is not illegal. No shit.
Time. My first time.
Can she pretend she didn't just touch herself a while ago? And if she did, can you please not? I'm trying to get this past YouTube censors.
This might shock you, but it was my first time. And because of my inexperience, I forgot to tell him to use protection.
As much as you're inexperienced, you learn sexual education as soon as you hit 7th grade. Therefore, you should have known to bring a condom. Then again, the guy is 29 years old, he has a wife, and his wife is pregnant. So therefore, he should have known to brought a condom. Then again, he's having a child, so no condoms necessary, I guess.
Weeks later, I found out I was pregnant. I
Don't know why she looks surprised. She's literally a 19-year-old, almost an adult. She should know that. Seriously, she should literally know that.
He got angry and said, "You will go to the pharmacy right now and get the pill." I didn't like the way he talked to me. This was my body and therefore my decision.
While that is true, you do have a decision with your body. Seriously, you just walked up in the place and started announcing, "Hey, I'm fucking pregnant." Like, seriously, you could have done that in private. I mean, anybody around could have heard, tell somebody, he could have lost his job, and you could have been ridiculed for the rest of your life as the girl who slept with the math teacher.
And he said, "Of course, and don't act like you didn't know. All my students know I have a wife and kid." Wow, what a jerk!
This is a part of the story I have a problem with, because it's two things. Because everybody in the class knows, so it's basically two things. One, you didn't know or you didn't hear, because you're probably partially deaf, that he has a wife and kids. Or B, you do know he has wife or kids, but so you can save your own skin and make yourself not look like the bad person, you're just lying, which shitty thing to do. So yeah. Did she just fart out the word mission failed? Alright, so basically, she's upset because she's got a whole heap of C's and her only good grade is A. So basically, what she does is take down his address, walk up to his wife's house, and say that she let him anally probe her. And yeah, this ends up turning into some bitch fight. Don't worry, bitch fight coming up. Here we go, and there we go, bitch fight. So yeah, that happens. And I'm pretty sure she would have died if the guy did not pull her up. Yeah, so basically the lady talks about how the narrator seduces her husband. She's technically right, because the narrator did seduce her husband. And basically lady breaks into the house. She has to climb on the roof. And yeah, police arrest her. And she got sentenced to 24 months, which is basically 2 years in prison. Damn. And basically she wants some child support. So she wants some child support. So yeah, that happens. And basically this guy doesn't want to give up no child support. So he decides, yo, my wife's gonna be in prison for a while, and she's mentally insane, so I'm gonna divorce her and you can move in and whatever, I guess. So yeah, that happens. Yeah, you can tell that I really like explaining the plot of this story. You can really tell. So yeah, one child is born smart and the other one not that much, but the guy pays more attention to, his wife's daughter, doesn't pay any attention to his fling's daughter. I have to call it flings or whatever, or the narrator's daughter. I don't really give a damn at this point. So yeah, I'm gonna do that thing I usually do where I just skip.
I went to a lawyer and asked him how much the father of my child had to pay me in child support on a $40,000 teacher salary. He told me to expect at least $1,000 per month. That was a good amount, but I knew I could do better. So I went to Mr. Cumberbatch and said, "I will move out, but I expect you to pay me $2,000 in child support each month."
So the teacher naturally says he can't support because of course he doesn't have the money. So she blackmails him and says she'll tell the school that she got pregnant while she was still a student. So yeah, he gets really upset, like really upset. And then she tells him that he's obligated to pay the money. He has no choice. So yeah, so then he calls her a crazy bitch, which she really is a crazy bitch. She rolls her eyes and says he's still obligated to pay the money and that she'll move out with her child. So yeah, she spends her times at her parents' house. Parents look after her child while she's gone to college. And yeah, she still gets paid that child support and she uses that child support to support her child and party like a 1999.
When it was time to receive my next child support check, I went to their home to pick it up personally.
As if this family could not catch a break enough, she decides to pick up the check personally, which she didn't need to at all. So basically, she decides to torture this family more and more and more. She said she's coming to pick up the check. She didn't really have to torture this family. So yeah, she basically tortures the family. And basically, her daughter, the lady's daughter or the wife's daughter, comes and sees the narrator and she hugs the narrator because, narrator is somewhat has been a mother to her as well. She grabs her child away and tells her to get the fuck out of my house. Sorry, get the fuck out of my yard. Yeah, so they banter and argue a bit. Yeah, guys, you can really tell I want to be here right now. So yeah, they yell, banter a bit. And yeah, this is when you start to see that this narrator is just really a bitch. Okay, so here's my theory for how all of this started. So basically, the narrator is failing in math, and if she fails, she's not gonna pass. So the teacher decides to give her her dress. Now, when the teacher decides to compliment her and said she looks gorgeous, he was just complimenting her. Not flirting with her or trying to get in her pants, complimenting her. But lady decides to take it as mixed signals and proceeds to basically try to get the guy horny as possible, which thanks to his hormones got the best of him, and he ended up sleeping with her. Now, because apparently nobody in this story has any brain cells, they did not remember to use a condom, which would have saved them in the long run. This all happens, and the narrator decides to torture the family and annoy the hell out of everybody. Like, seriously, they handle the situation poorly. Narrator decided to antagonize the family. The husband decided to sleep with a high schooler. The wife decided to break into the girl's house and do away with the girl to pretty much kill her, which is why she got 2 years in prison. So yeah, everybody handled this story. Everybody handled the situation very poorly. Like, I don't get it. You guys are pretty much adults, yet still you handle the situation poorly. I shouldn't be too surprised though. This is Share My Story after all, where the stories are fake. And yeah, why I'm narrating this without showing any images. Yeah, I don't want to get flagged or copyright striked by Share My Story. So yeah, that's why I'm not showing any clips anymore. Guys, it's 1:56 a.m. in Jamaica, and I need to go to bed because as a 13-year-old, I really need to go to bed. So yeah, I got to go, guys. If this video gets enough views, I'll probably make another one. So yeah, see you guys later, I guess. Bye.